we went there after the FA Cup. We played Chelsea in the FA Cup down at Chelsea. We were winning, and we managed to shoot ourselves in the foot and got beat. And then we had to fly out from London to Amsterdam for this tournament. So nobody knew exactly much about it. There was I think it was like a six-a-side. There was like a certain format in which we were going to kind of find out as when we got there. I remember it was a 4-team tournament. There was us, there was Ajax, AC Milan, and Rangers. And yeah, it was just kind of like just wait and see when you get there. You know what I mean? It was just like all kind of just turning up and see what happens. And as it turns out, it was, like I said, it was a six-a-side tournament. There were some rules in play. I think you'd have to have one person in the opposition half. I don't think you were allowed to. Don't think the goalkeeper was allowed to kick it over the halfway line. I might be wrong on that, but just these little kind of rules which would, they were trying to make like an interesting tournament. I remember Steve Harkless pulled me and he said, "Mate," he said, "you're playing against Milan tonight." And I went, "Yeah, all right." Do you know what I mean? I thought it was a wind up. And he's going, "No, swear down, you're playing." Like I've heard of someone, or I've seen a list, or I've seen something. But he said, "Get yourself ready." I mean, okay, fair enough. It's a nice opportunity, and you think to yourself, all the players that Milan have got, it's going to be brilliant. So then get to the ground, and Ray Evans names the team, and I'm playing. And there was a funny little part to this, because Stan Collymore was there, right? And Stan has just stood up and gone, "How come I'm not playing? How come I'm not starting?" And the guy's gone, "Because you're not." He's gone, but in front of everybody, you know what I mean? He didn't care. And he said, I haven't come here to play against Rangers. I want to play against Milan." And we haven't said, "Stan, just sit down, mate." Like, it was a roll on, roll off. I mean, Stan, he may have been, no, do you know what? He probably wasn't involved in the 10. So he probably wasn't involved at all in that squad for that game. And he wasn't best pleased about it. But, that was Stan for you. That was just right before the game, like a competition, there's some serious teams in there, and he's kind of throwing his rattle out the pram because he wasn't involved, because he doesn't want to play, because he wants to play against Baggio and people like that. I do remember the pitch was I think they put a pitch on top of the pitch. I think it was like a separate level, so you didn't impact on their pitch. I remember just being really sandy, just patchy. You're thinking again, isn't ideal from a goalkeeper point of view. It was quite slippery and stuff. And I remember it must have been within 2 minutes. I remember just the ball just coming across, and David just slam him on right through my legs. But he weren't even right on top of me. It was just he seemed to be a fair distance, but he just hit it really true, right through my legs. And I remember just thinking, "Oh my God, is this the way it's going to be in this game? We can get running around here." The one thing you don't want to be doing is you don't be playing against Roberto Baggio with an hangover, or not well rested. So you don't really want to make a fool of yourself. Looking back at it, we didn't. We kind of did. We didn't set ourselves in a very good light with the results and with the games we played. But I just think that some of them players were probably technically better than us. But then again, we got turned over by Rangers. So I think the one thing I remember was you're thinking, okay, you've got AC Milan, big European force, world-class players. Ajax, just technically great. And you're thinking, right, okay, Rangers is going to be it's probably our game where we're going to have to beat these in the round robin. These going to be, you will class them below our level. So this is the game we're going to aim to get a result, and they whooped us as well. So you just kind of standing there, scratching your head, just going what happened there? It just wasn't, it just wasn't good, really. And one thing I do remember as well, we were standing there watching Milan warm up one day, and it was like they were in the basketball court where we were warming up previously. And I remember they had a viewing gallery, and I was just standing there with John Barnes, and we were just kind of leaning over, and we were watching. And I remember it was in Boban, and somebody, I can't remember who else it was, but it was one touch passing to each other along the line, and it was the hardest passing I've ever seen, and it never deviated off the line either. And I was looking, that's incredible. Just little things, just little things you pick up or you see. And they were just I remember looking and thinking to myself, I don't think anyone on our team could do that. And I know it's something and nothing, But you were just like, you was a little bit in awe of it, you know what I mean? I thought, like, these are like top draw players. I remember saying to John Barnes, I remember saying yeah, oh God, yeah, like we'll have to do better when we come back next year, do you know what I mean, to this tournament. And just turned to me like that. He said, do you think we're getting invited back here? I'm telling you now. I know it just dawns on you, like, in football, sometimes you don't get any second chances. You know, you've got to never get a second chance to make the first impression. And you know, it was very true then. I have fond memories of it because, you know, I remember just playing against Roberto. The one thing I remember is Roberto Baggio, and, like, you know, seeing Maldini there and Baresi, and it was an amazing thing. Do you know what I mean? Like for a young lad, you know, like Jamie Carragher was there, Michael Owen was there. They were young lads. I wouldn't want to be involved in football now, with that side of it. You know, the you know, the high levels of social media, which, you know, just everybody's looking to sip it up. You know, a lot of lads use it for good. I understand that, but also, you know, they just want to sip it up on anything. You know, if you say the wrong thing, if you're parked in the wrong place, or anything, you know, any multitude of things. The spotlight's on you all the time, and people just love to sip it up. So yeah, I'm thankful social media wasn't around in my day. But I do remember in the hotel, and I kind of regret it now. I remember we were sitting there, and Craig Johnson, he had some involvement with it, with like setting up the tournament. And Craig Johnson was there, and he was talking to Ronnie Moran and Roy Evans, because obviously he was, you know, a big Liverpool player back in the day. And we were at the bar, when we was having a coffee at the bar one afternoon, and he was there, and I was just kind of saying, oh my God, it's Craig Johnson, you know, like, you know, ex-Liverpool player, blah, blah, blah. And then Johan Cruyff walked in, and I think Johan Cruyff had a big part to play in the tournament. I think it was maybe his design, his baby. And Johan Cruyff's just kind of sitting there talking to Roy Evans, literally within about 2 feet here. And you're thinking, nowadays you've got to be getting an autograph, or you'd have a photo with him and stuff. And, you know, he's no longer with us and all that. But it's, you know, it's one thing. I had the camera there. You know, I wish I'd got a photo with Johan Cruyff, or at least got an autograph, or at least said something to him. But, you know, a little bit in awe of him, I suppose. And you know, he was just there right next to me, and I didn't say anything to him. So, you know, a little bit of regret there. I could have had a nice snap for the album. But I remember after the games, when it all finished, I remember saying to Sammy Lake, I want to get a shirt. And I remember I wanted George Weah's, but he hadn't actually turned up to the tournament. So I've gone into Sammy Lee and I've gone, like, give us a shirt. I want to go to Milan. I want to go to the Milan changing room and get. I want to get Maldini's shirt. So Sammy's thrown me 2 shirts, and he's gone, get me one as well. I've knocked on the AC Milan changing room, and there was empty besides the kit man, and I've gone, can I swap shirts? He just kind of motioned, can I swap shirts? And he's kind of like that, and I've just gone, I want Maldini's. Can I Maldini? I was kept him saying Maldini, and he's gone, okay. So I've given him his shirts. He's gone into the big kit bag, and he's rummaging around, and he's just pulled out Maldini's shirt, like the black and red. And I'm like, amazing. I mean, I said, can I have one more? Like, you know, give you 2 shirts, can I have one more? Like, anything, I don't care. So he's put his hand in, and it was like a bit of a lucky dip. He's pulled out Albertini. So it was a black one, like the black away one. So I've got my Maldini shirt, walked into Sammy Lee. I said, you know, there's Albertini. He's gone, thanks very much. So everybody's happy. And I remember, right, as we're coming off the pitch now, this is before I've gone in to get the shirt. As we're coming off the pitch, competition's finished. Stan Collymore has got Baggio in the biggest headlock you've ever seen in your life. It was like literally hands on him on his shirt, walking like off the pitch down the steps in the corridor. Like, I want your shirt. And like, he's like, Baggio's like, all right, mate. You know what I mean? Like, gives half a yard. Like, let me get into the changing room. You can have it. Basically, you know, in Italiano. And but Stan wouldn't let him alone, right? So then he's gone into the changing room, and Stan stood right to the door, and Baggio's like just took his top off and gone, yeah. And Stan's gone, I want your shorts as well. And he's gone, okay. So he's just took his shorts off, and he's given his shorts, and Stan's walked off, like, so Stan's hoovering up all the tops and just anything and everything he can get his hands on, right? He's got a few Ajax players, probably a few Rangers players. He's hooved up a few Milan players as well. And I've got the Maldini shirt, but he must have 6 shirts, but he wants my Maldini shirt as well, right? And he goes, gives that? And I'm like, no. He goes, like, I'll buy it off you. No. Like, no, I want it, you know what I mean? It's my shirt, I want it. And he tries to mind control me, right? And he's going to me, well, I've got the Ajax goalkeeper shirt. And considering you're a goalkeeper, Maldini's like a defender, and I will be kind of matched up against Maldini. It would only be right that I have the Maldini shirt. I know you're sitting looking at him like that, and you're like, you must think I don't come from Liverpool. You must think I'm like some kind of clown, like yokel, do you know what I mean? Like an idiot who's going to go, okay, yeah, fine. So anyway, I declined it. But I remember, right, having to put it down my tracksuit bottoms because he was hovering over me that much. If he gets his hands on this, you'll never see it again.